Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hook Up with Steph, episode 5. Yes, you do. You have the actual coffee. I have the weaker version of coffee because I'm out of coffee now. So it's coffee bags, which are not as strong. So I've had like 4 cups and I still don't feel awake yet.
Are you ever awake, really?
No. So, obviously, so today this podcast is just me crocheting. I'm going to explain why we weren't on Saturday and why we're on today. But for those of you who want to know what I'm working on a project I started a little while back. And it is essentially 2 different types of granny square to make a king-size blanket. Where's the bigger bit gone? Hang on, there it is. I keep all my projects in bags, so I have to try and dig around. So that's what they're going to look like. And then they're all joined together. But before then, we need to do my introduction for my guest, who is Peter. And you can find him and his company on Instagram. And also you can find him with his coffee. So yes, you can find him on Instagram here. And this is the company. Go check them out. They do all sorts of good things. Do we have a sponsor?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, okay. Is it our regular sponsor?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Right. So this is also our sponsor for this video, Drone the Light Photography. They do weddings, events, and all sorts of good stuff. So yeah, go check them out and see what they can do for you. And you can also, if you want to talk about any of the shows or anything, you can find us on Twitter at Sorting N and just hashtag the show. So for this show, it'll be hashtag Hook Up with Steph. And you can find, we'll find your comments and stuff that way. But you can also find us on Instagram as well, over here. So if you want to reach out and just drop us a message about one of the shows, feel free. We will look at it. And and finally, you can check out my Instagram, which is here. So yes, check out my day job, my hairdressing job. Yes, all fun and games. So yeah.
As the producer of the show, I'd like to point out you missed something.
Okay, would you like to fill in what I missed? Oh yeah, the Patreon. What you get our Patreon? Over here, we have different tiers. We have a tier for my show, 50/50 booking, and a few others. You can also find the tier for Mojo, because my doggo is now going to be on Patreon with his own little show.
2 tiers, depending how much depending what we want to do.
Okay, so yeah, that was recently set up. You can find the first episode on the main feed of the channel. It was a filler for sorting stuff because we wasn't able to do it one week. So yeah.
Kind of put it there as a test for people so they could get a taste of it and see if they'd like to continue following the wonderful world that is of Mojo.
Yes, so if you're interested in seeing a massive 3-year-old Malamute Takita, having puppy fights with his owners and stuff, then yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I mean, the first show will give you a rough idea of what to expect.
Yeah.
which, as Stephanie rightly points out, you can find on the network feed, but you can also find in the Sorting Stuff's feed as well.
Yes.
But all the Patreon shows, you get those in a different method of delivery, so you won't find them there.
Yeah. So, yes. I do apologise, I'm a bit all over the place. I've been working really hard over the weekend. So why we wasn't here Saturday was my youngest brother has a metal detector, and he found something in the back garden that was really big, and it was actually a old coal bunker. And we were going to do the show, but there was a bunch of like rebar and stuff, so we had to make sure it was Mojo could actually walk out in the garden safely, because for those of you who doesn't know what a rebar is, it's massive metal poles that are put into foundations for buildings and stuff to help strengthen the building. And this one was quite old and it rusted and it was breaking, so we had to make sure it was safe for Mojo. So I didn't do it on Saturday, so we're doing it today.
And of course, it didn't happen yesterday. It didn't happen yesterday, of course, because 50-50 booking.
Yes, 50-50 booking. Also, I had prior commitments that I had to attend to. So, yeah.
So today's the day
where you get to put up with me, and it's going to be a small one because I do have family commitments this evening. So hence why we're just going to, do a little bit of crochet and just chill.
Yeah, obviously just for programming notes for people. It will go back to the normal Saturdays. It's just because of circumstances, it was beyond our control. Obviously, it won't be this coming Saturday. It'll be the following Saturday for the next one, which will be, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the 8th of May.
Well, hey, I had to think for a second, and then I realised I'm actually fine for that day.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, no. Oh, perks of knowing people.
Just to explain this to the viewers who don't know you personally, we have a lot of family birthdays around certain dates in May, so Stephanie was just trying to work it out.
Why is it most of our family members are born in May?
Why were they born? Well, when two people love
why were they born in May? People come out in June or April or any other month but May.
Well, about 9 months before then, Steph, what happened when a man and a woman love
Mommy and a daddy love each other very much. They cuddle.
Yeah. And about 9 months later, out comes the stalk.
Oh, dear.
Who brings down that beautiful bundle of joy that is known as Prozac. I mean babies. I say this as a single person who has no children, so,
Yeah. And I just laugh at that fact because, you have nieces and nephews, thanks to, my mother. But, yeah. Perks of not having your own kids is you can hype them up on sugar and caffeine and then send them right back to where they came from.
Oh, yeah. Biggest upside to being an auntie or an uncle ever, guys, okay? Or even a godparent, right? You can spoil them rotten, and when you're done with them, you can take them back.
Yeah, you just, you take them on a day out, you buy them whatever they want, you give them lots of ice cream, you give them coffee if they're old enough, or energy drinks or whatever, you just feed the sugar and chocolate, and, you just feed all of that, and then, you just go, there you go back to mommy now.
Yeah. Auntie or uncle loves you. Bye.
Yeah.
And then you get a phone call later telling you that they're jumping up and down off the fucking ceiling.
I feel so sorry for Kira. Because I'm
not going to do anything I'm not going to do that to Kira's children. What are you on about?
No, but as Kira's baby's godmum.
Oh, right. Yeah, you learn by seeing, I guess. Yeah. So technically, kind of responsible.
I only learn from the best.
In the words of someone I watched growing up, sorry about your damn luck.
Oh no. Have we got builders outside or something?
No, I haven't, but obviously I'm not in the same place as you. So.
Yeah, no. I live in like this little cul-de-sac thing. It's a really nice area, considering where I live. But
she lives in a thing that resembles a house, people.
Yeah, no, but so basically, one of my neighbours is having some work done on his drive because I think they're ripping it up and putting it back. I think they're like just working on his drive because it wasn't the pleasantest thing when we moved in to look at, but he has the cutest little dog. He has a little Rottweiler and it's adorable.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. One thing I will say is I'm getting quite stuck on. Lucky you, I'm on a diet. Lucky you, I'm on a diet. But one thing I will say is, like, especially at the moment, the reason why you're getting more relaxed work with me at the moment is because I'm kind of struggling on what to do tutorial-wise, because as someone who works a lot, I'm actually starting to get a few clients come back to me. I mean, I am. I just eat the healthier options when I get a takeaway. But well, it's not a diet. I've literally just cut a lot of crap out of my life. So, but
that's very leading. But let's not go there.
Yeah, I mean, with obviously lockdown restrictions in the UK lessening, I'm starting to get people messaging me for prices and for services to do with hairdressing. Yes.
Like point blank here, it's only certain parts of the UK where the restrictions are lessening because they have different guidelines depending where you are in the UK. In England, they're lessening. Other parts of the UK, it's happening slower, but it is happening.
Yeah. Well, so the part of the UK we're in, which is nice England. Sunny England. Yeah, we love the weather here because it totally doesn't snow on a Monday, have absolute beaming sunshine on a Tuesday, piss it down on a Wednesday. We get all 4 seasons in a week.
And that's just Stephanie's mood.
Wow. I feel butthurt for that.
Ew, and secondly, am I wrong?
50-50.
No, that's not this show. This is Hookup.
No, but as I was saying, so in England, the restrictions lessening to do with the pandemic, I'm starting to get clients come back to me, message me, and trying to arrange time slots and stuff.
Clients for what, Steph?
Hairdressing. Because for those of you who didn't cotton on when you saw my Instagram, I'm a hairdresser. Well, I'm studying to become a hairdresser. So
yeah, I mentioned that particular thing, Steph, because there's several things you do which could involve clients, so it helps if you explain which ones you're referring to.
Yeah, I forgot about that bit. But so yeah, I'm starting to get messages come through saying, "Hey, I need this. My hair needs doing. What can you do?" So I'm
cut it all off, mohawk. I
was tempted to do that to my hair the other day, but no, we dyed it instead.
Yeah. Which
so
actually, that's the first time you've shown that on this show.
Yes, I've dyed my hair a nice pretty purple.
The ends.
I purposely didn't. Yeah, the ends. I like keeping my blonde, but I purposely haven't washed my hair because of this show. Because I was waiting. I'm gonna do that tonight. I'm gonna wash my hair and just go to bed. And then I was
you may want to explain to people why you didn't, because not everyone's going to know why.
So with the hair colouring I use, it's a semi-permanent hair colour, and it washes out quite because I've already washed it once already, because I had a haircut at college, because I needed one. So it's just so that way you guys could see the vibrancy before it faded, because I didn't bleach underneath it, so it's still blue underneath. So yeah.
Stephanie.
I had mohawk, so Hi, Ben.
Stephanie says you first, Ben.
Yeah.
Followed by Kira.
No, we're not cutting Kira's hair. No.
And Baba.
Oh no, God, no. I can't wait to see what the hair.
The Mohawk family.
Oh my God, no. I'm wanting to see whether or not Bubba's going to have hair or if Bubba's going to come out bald.
I think I think it usually depends on whether Mummy came out. If Mummy had hair, I think it's usually taken from the mother.
Yeah, but
from what I remember.
Yeah, so kind of got off on a tangent, but so what I wanted to say is the reason why you guys haven't had that many tutorials from me in the past 3 episodes is because, one, I'm not sure what I'm going to do because I have time limits and stuff now. Of course you are. Of course you are, Ben. Of course.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Ben, if you are going to do that, do it on stream.
Yeah, stream it. I'll watch it and cry because there'll be something that you missed. It will mess up and I'm just going to cry. So, yeah, I've just got to think about tutorials that are going to be less time consuming as well. But obviously, hopefully we will be starting to do the Patreon show. But so what I'm thinking is I may put some tutorials up on the Patreon show for this show and do dark green too. I mean,
the Mohawk, I think he's referring to.
Yeah, it depends on what kind of green you want to go because there are going to be certain green.
Bogey green, dragon green. Yeah, give us an idea.
Yeah, because obviously with skin, when it comes to complexions of the skin tone, you need to make sure that the color complements it. I, however, am quite lucky. I have a neutral skin tone. Like my undertones for my skin is neutral, so I can wear any kind of color in my hair.
So, undertones, huh?
Yeah, so basically you've got cold undertones, warm undertones, and neutral. So the warm ones are more like your pinks and your oranges, and the colder neon green. Okay. I can see that working. Okay.
Also, yeah, do your eyebrows the same colour.
Yeah, but you may have to bleach your eyebrows first. But don't use hair bleach for your eyebrows, please.
Do it, coward.
No, because that can actually cause really bad skin problems.
And you've got Bubba around, so yeah, don't be careful with chemicals.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I just want to know what you guys want to see tutorial based wise. That way we can get back to maybe doing one show where it's a tutorial, the other where it's just one like this and we just sit and chat shit and drink coffee.
Yeah, to be honest with you, Steph, I'm kind of curious to see Ben with a green neon mohawk now.
Oh, so am I. There's a way we could Photoshop that onto a picture of him.
Well, no, I could, but
will you though? That's the question.
Well, considering some of the things I've created in Photoshop of Ben for Kira, I don't think it's going to be much of a problem.
Oh God, Kira, what did you get him to do?
You've seen them.
Oh, well, all of them. I didn't know if you made more. I didn't know if you'd made more since then.
I mean, I could have done, but I haven't.
Exactly.
I tried to check. I tried to be good, but Kira's a bad influence.
Oh no.
See, I can get away with saying that because she's not here.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, Kira is feeling better and is taking it easy because she's not had the best time.
Yes. Yeah, I hope Kira's okay. All my love goes out to her because I have no one else to give it to other than my family.
I'll say most. Most?
I mean, minus Mojo. She gets all my love, so does Mojo, so does all my family and close friends.
There we go. Most.
I did say all. I did correct myself.
Yeah, true. Prompting. But anyway, yeah. Unless Ben gets back to us with a response to that, I think you probably should continue with what you were going on about. I've
actually forgotten. I've genuinely forgotten.
We talked about one show for the crochet and one and possibly then the other thing for chill and chat and coffee and stuff.
Yeah, so obviously the show is bi-weekly, which means it's every fortnight it takes place.
Yeah.
So what I'm thinking is one fortnight I do a tutorial and another one we just grab whatever project I feel like working on that day and just, ask just tell stories and stuff.
Cool. Also, there's also the Patreon show when we eventually get around to it, so that'll be something you can do on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Although with the Patreon show, you can go a bit more
ambitious,
yes, and more adult too, if you wish. There's less restrictions on the Patreon, basically, for various reasons. If you really wanted to, sure.
I mean, the thing is, I've really found a pattern for that.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
If you can make it work for the show, sure. I don't care.
Yeah. I can do that. I think that's going to be Patreon, that one.
Yeah. I would recommend that be Patreon too. So, yeah, if people want to know what she just sent me message-wise, you'd have to be a patron to find out. Trust me, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm. But and also...
we could give them a hint. What, do you think we should give them a hint?
Nah. I'm kidding. Yeah, give him a tiny hint. I don't know how to...
Well, I can give you a hint without actually saying anything. Kira likes to imagine them if you're brave enough.
Damn. For reference, go see pretty much any other show that she's been in.
Yeah, any show with Kira,
including this one.
Yeah, I figure that's a nice easy hint without me having to say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the other night I was just chilling, and because I've sorted out a few more crochet projects that I want to do in the future. Now, we remember her, yes.
Boo!
Yes, I've had her for 17 years. She has been with me pretty much my whole life, and I want to make her a cardigan. Because
you know what's funny is she's older than some of the people I know.
I mean, she's older than my siblings, so...
I was talking outside of family members.
Yeah.
So, because that's an easy one for obvious reasons. But there's people I've done photo shoots with, for example, who are younger than Boo is.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I've done like extra and acting stuff with too. So.
Yeah, I mean, some of the girls on my college course, I'm like 3-4 years older than, so...
Well, there you go. There's an example.
Well, 3 almost. Well, no, technically it is 4, but
it's 4 because it'll be time of year you were born and stuff, because that's how the academic year works.
Yep, because I'm the oldest out of the whole lot of them.
In this country, anyway, just to explain for anyone who's not watching from this country, the academic year here starts in September.
Yep. So the cut-off point for each year group is September 1st. So
Correct. If you're born off September the 1st, you're in the
a lower
next year.
Yeah,
as opposed to when I'm born before that date.
Yep. So, for instance, my year group is 2000 to 2000. No, 2001 to 2002. My year group is because I was born in 01.
I was going to say, I think you miscounted there.
No, I was going to say because I know someone who's born in 2000 is the year above me, so I'm like, oh shit.
I know people who were born much earlier than that.
But 9 times out of 10, they're family members.
I'm not including family members.
Oh, no, I know you're not.
So, yes. Anyway, but before we got sidetracked talking about ages again and schools and stuff, talk about making a cardigan for Boo.
Yes, I'm thinking I might make that into like a little. I want to make it. I'm gonna try and do it on this show, but it will depend on how fiddly it is, because it's gonna be tiny.
What I would suggest then possibly is do what you can here, but anything that you can't do in front of camera, just make notes of it as you go along, and then we can always just show the people.
Yeah, because the thing is, I am looking at making myself a cardigan as well.
Just don't get them confused, Steph, because I'm sure Boo's wouldn't fit you.
I mean, it would probably fit my hand. Cardigan.
Yeah, do you know what's really funny though? Technically, it would fit Kira's bubba when it was born.
Oh, I'm so tempted to make another. I'm in the process of making my godchild a bunch of cuddly toys because I finished her blanket.
So I shouldn't actually demasculate Ben here. Yeah, it's Ben and Kira's baby, just to be clear.
Yeah, it is both of them.
So, but
just realised.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, should probably explain that. It's not immaculate conception here going on, just to be clear.
I mean, it'd be quite a cool story if it was. That'd be a Patreon show. Immaculate conception.
Immaculate Conception, the story of.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
I'm sure I could find a theme tune for that. Oh. It'd be like the Brady Bunch.
I thought it'd be the Addams Family.
Dun. Dun. Well, then literally we wouldn't need a theme tune. We just have recorded us just going dun 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 dun.
Oh no!
And then Stephanie going the creaky and the cookie that all together spooky.
Pardon me. Okay, coffee bags. I think are what making gassy.
Yeah,
it's either that or the chicken that I had last night.
Probably both. Yeah, because Stephanie's a heathen. She doesn't have proper coffee, so she's having it from a bag. Heathen.
My mother went out shopping yesterday and forgot to get them, and she forgot to get me my coffee. So I reminded her because I ran out literally like last night. I was like, Ma. Not last night, night before. I was like, Mom, I need coffee for about a week straight. And yeah, she still didn't get it for me. So now I've got to go out and get it at some point when I can be bothered to go out. But again, that means going out. That also means socialising.
And Stephanie's chances of going out reflected by this mug.
Definitely. The only time, I've gone out a couple of times to socialise, but the reasons why I go out is I need to go get food or tobacco, college, and now work. So.
Yeah, because Stephanie now works as a person that clears bunkers from people's houses.
No, I don't. I say I helped with most of it. All I did was move a bit of dirt here and there, and then I just played with Mojo.
That's what Stephanie actually means, is that Mojo moved the dirt and then she played with him afterwards.
No, he helped move some of the dirt with me, but it was just where I'm not that strong, I can't really do heavy lifting, and it was just like, yeah, no, playing with Mojo now, bye.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So what are we doing right now, Steph? What are you actually producing?
So right now, what I'm trying to make is I've got to now try and remember how I'm doing this, because I found out a new way to. Right, I devised a new way of doing it, because what I was doing was making these. So I was making these, and then I was attaching 2 of these for every 2 of these to make the squares.
Mm-hmm.
So then it would make that. Now what I'm doing is, so then it would make something like that.
Okay.
So now what I'm doing is I'm just making a bunch of little squares and bigger squares.
Little squares and bigger
I'm
squares.
going to... Yeah, so I'm currently working on a big square. And they are, I believe, I want to say 8 or 10 rows. Give me 2 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 rows. These are 8 rows of a granny square variation called the... Now, this is from a tutorial that I found on YouTube. I cannot remember whose tutorial it was, but it's called the Glorious Granny Stitch, and the only difference is there's like these little pillars going throughout the stitch, so that's what I'm working on right now.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hardest part about making a blanket, because a king-size blanket is roughly 8 feet by 6 feet. And I don't know if it's the same in the US or any other country, but that's what my king-size bed measures out to be.
I think it's different in the States, in all honesty, I think.
Yeah. I know each country, like most countries, do things differently, but I had to measure out my entire bed just to see how big I wanted it. And then, so my bed is 7 foot by 5 feet, which is the actual measurements, but I need 6 by 8, so that way I have that extra wiggle room.
I think what it is every country uses, a lot of countries use different forms of measurements. So I think America uses metric.
Yeah.
I believe, from what I can remember.
Whereas this country uses both metric and imperial.
Yeah, we're weird that way.
Yeah, I don't get why we use both
though. Because we're awkward. Isn't that obvious?
True.
Somebody went up to Stephanie when she was younger, and Stephanie went, "Do both."
No.
Which sounds very like you, let's be honest.
It does.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, I had a certificate come through from the college as well on Friday.
Yeah, it's the college's most wanted.
No, it was to say that I'd passed my infection prevention training, so...
Sorry, what was that? It didn't come through properly.
Oh, so it's basically to say that I passed my infection prevention training when it comes to pandemic.
Which is funny considering as far as England's concerned, we're apparently almost out of it.
I know, but it makes employers want me a bit more. So
it is kind of funny though, but yeah,
it is a little, yeah.
For some reason, I feel like doing the villains from Danger Mouse's voice when you say that. I don't know why.
I have no idea.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It kind of sounds like this. You'll never succeed, Danger Mouse.
God, why does that voice sound like somebody who smokes like 3 packets of cigarettes a day?
I think that's the idea. He's actually like a great big toad. He's called Baron Greenback.
Oh, okay.
So that's, I think, why he sounds that way. It's supposed to be like croaky, sort of throaty, and that's why it's that way. But I think it was probably done by a voice actor who was probably in his 60s or 70s who smoked about 700 fags a day for the whole of his life, and that's why he sounded that way. That'd be my guess.
Oh,
if you want a reference, you can probably do a search and find the cartoon easily enough.
Probably, yeah.
So, but there's always a chance you may never succeed.
Oh dear.
Hey, it's part of the reason I'm here is to have fun.
Yes. Oh, I still have a tiny bit of coffee. Woohoo.
That's not coffee. That's an insult to the memory of coffee.
Oh.
You need to beg on the altar of coffee to repent your sin of drinking the synthetics.
Yeah.
I wonder when Ben's going to dye his hair.
I'm kind of hoping he does.
I definitely want him to do the mohawk because that'd be hilarious.
Yeah. I want to see him dye it green. Even if it's just like one of those spray on colours that you can get from like L'Oreal and stuff.
Yeah, if he actually leaves it for like about 3-4 weeks, he'll still have it when Bubba's born.
True.
He can have it in all the baby pictures. I honestly think Kira would kill him.
She'll probably kill you for putting the idea in his head.
I didn't put the idea in his head. You mentioned it. You brought it up. It's your fault.
How's it my fault?
It's your show.
Wow. Why?
It's not my show. It's your show.
This is true.
And if it happens on this show, it's down to you. It's nothing to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
I am not in control of anything that happens on this show at all. I don't make anything happen. I
have just realised he could potentially be dyeing his hair the same colour as my crochet hook.
Yeah. That is neon green, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh, what have you done?
Nothing. I haven't actually done anything. I was just laughing at the idea of him having neon green hair.
That would actually be really entertaining. Comes onto the Sorting Stuff show with green hair.
Yeah, I do think, in all honesty, if he is seriously going to do it, and I don't mean if he's seriously going to do it, like make it a fundraiser or something and then do it on your stream, because then you can make good happen out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, pick something you're passionate about or you enjoy.
Yeah.
Because that's the best way to do stuff like that, really, especially at this time.
I might make this a small square instead. Yep. I'll make this one a small square instead.
I'm going to make it a smooth square.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well with this project is I got the yarn off of Amazon and I got it for it was £4 together in total for let me find an unopened one. For a big ball like this. And there was 2. So I got 2 of them in this colour. I've got 2 in another colourway as well. But this was essentially £2 per ball, and they are 100 grams, I believe.
£2 per ball, huh?
Yeah, £2 per ball, and they are 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So
Ah.
Yes. The only thing I don't like is it smells like a factory. No,
Well,
it's like a factory smell to it.
where do you think it was made? Of course, it smells like a factory.
I know, but like it doesn't have the same smell as like hobby. I want to go into hobbycraft.
Not being funny. A sheep wouldn't automatically just stand there and just take it off yourself and go, "Here you go." That's not how that stuff works.
Yeah, this is the other one that I have in the other colorway. I'm not sure how well you guys can see that because my lighting is absolutely terrible.
Not very, to be honest. So that's better. When you hold it slightly further away, it's actually better.
Yeah, so it's just, dark blue, purple, and grey and white. This one, whereas the other one is mixtures of pinks, blues, green, teal, and a grey. So, yeah.
It's Steph of many colours.
Yes. But this wool is amazing to use. So, yeah.
Why is it amazing to you, Steph? What makes it so amazing?
It's soft. It's really soft. Considering it's... Because most of the time I find wool, like a yarn that's part acrylic and part wool, I find those quite itchy sometimes. But with this one, I can just... I did the test. I made a small patch test, and I just started rubbing it across my arm, and then I let it lay there, and it wasn't itchy in the slightest. I was like, this is really soft. And it is also really easy to work with as well.
Well, in that case, just a supposition, you can tell me whether you think I'm right or not. Maybe that kind of yarn or wool, whichever one it is, because I can't remember whether you said which one it is or not, is meant for like making children's stuff, because children don't usually like to be itchy.
I mean, it could be, because I tend to use a lot of baby yarn for most of my projects, especially if it's like blankets and stuff, because I have very sensitive skin.
That's what I mean, and I think maybe that's why it feels soft and it isn't itchy like that.
It could be the reason. It very well could be.
I mean, I can understand because
if you want.
I wouldn't want to be itchy because, speaking for me, I don't like itchy clothing. I'm not a fan.
No. Sorry, I was talking to Mojo. He just kind of started sprawling out outside my bedroom door. I was like, you can come in.
His lordship, huh?
Yeah. Being a diva because it's a school day.
Ah.
And he's not getting that much love or attention today. So he's like, no one loves me.
Yeah, are you sure you're about Mojo now? Are you sure you're about Mojo now?
Yeah, I'm not on about myself. Don't worry.
Oh, I didn't mean you. I just,
Yeah, kind of. I'm just now trying to sort out my bed because it's now covered with wool and yarn and all sorts. So yeah.
Why? What did it do?
Oh, it's where I just sprawled it all out so I could show everyone like the colourways and everything.
That's just because you said you're going to sort it out. That usually means it's because it's done something.
No.
Like maybe it said a rude word or insulted your friends, maybe.
I mean, if it did, it would be made into a rug.
And you have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well is most people think with crochet it's just like blankets and you can't do a lot with it. But I've seen people crochet hats, I've seen people crochet scarves, and I've seen all sorts being made. I've seen clothes, I've seen actual duvet covers.
And if you watch the Patreon show, you'll see something else that gets made too.
Yep. I've seen people crochet vegetables and, I've seen people crochet quite a few different things. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I thought it was just blanket making at first. Because that's how I got introduced into it, was my mum was crocheting a baby blanket for my youngest brother. And I was like, Mom, I want to learn. And she was like, Are you sure? I was like, yeah, it looks like fun. So, yeah.
Yeah, that baby blanket, by the way, he's still waiting on it.
Yep, he is still waiting on it a number of years later.
Many years later.
Mm-hmm.
By the time that baby blanket's ready, he'll have grandchildren.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah.
Yay!
Including, because my sister's also still waiting on hers. So what I've done is, because I can't see my little sister, she had this one. It was a really complex pattern that it was being made with. So what I've just done is I don't see my mum finishing it. So I've unpicked everything and I'm going to be making it for her instead. Because I'm a lot quicker.
A claim no man will ever make.
I mean, seeing as to make my godchild's baby blanket, it took me, a couple of months?
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
Yep. And I have enough of the yarn that my mum picked out for my sister's one to make a single bed, like the size of a single bed blanket. So that's going to be fun.
Yes.
So, yes.
Exactly.
Are you out there because you need the toilet?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, dear. Where did I put all of that?
Yeah, go make sure he's all right. I will keep everyone entertained.
Yeah, I've just got to quickly find something before I do.
And nobody on this stream watching will ever guess what you're looking for.
What? Don't know what you're on about.
It's not like that you've done it on most of the other streams you're on, Steph.
Don't know what you're on about. I'm not on any of the streams.
Really? I have proof.
I'm certainly not one of the most frequent guests on this channel.
I think you
Has literally appeared in every single show except for High Spots and We Talk Sport and Children. Those are the only three that I haven't been in.
Yeah. So.
Because I've been on 50-50 for our Idiot's Guide to Wrestling, which was really fun to make.
Yeah, that was the whole idea. That was just nice and fun.
Yeah.
So.
Obviously, this show, because it's my show.
Yeah. Well, Chill Time's more like this show is, but it's more of an interview thing, so it's not really something I would imagine Steph would do. In all honesty.
It would depend.
Well, not being funny, ladies and gentlemen. It'd be me interviewing my niece. I already know everything. Yes, I do.
No.
Oh,
I refuse. I refuse to allow that to be true.
Well, unfortunately for you, your refusal does not mean that it isn't true.
You have no proof.
Oh, really? Okay.
Don't you dare. You're naughty. No. I shall be back in a moment.
Okay, don't worry. Me and the guys on the internet, we will just discuss other things until you come back, Steph. Yeah.
I will watch this back when this is out. When we're done, I will watch this back.
It's like she doesn't trust me. Okay, guys, now what we're going to do is we're going to make out that I shared some stuff with you, and we're going to really make her paranoid. Yeah, what do you think? Sound But obviously, in the meantime, while Stephanie is taking care of Mojo and all the other bits and pieces, let's see. Other things for this week. Obviously, we had 50/50 booking yesterday, so you can check that out if you didn't catch it already. In fact, we have a week where, we're actually pretty free this week as far as shows go. There may be a patron show later in the week. We'll see. But as far as regular shows go, up until next Sunday, which is 50/50 booking, there isn't anything that falls onto this week, which is actually kind of interesting. I didn't realise it until I just checked it. So you might get a high spots this week. It depends on time and duration, because obviously it would have happened probably today. But of course, it didn't happen because Steph's show didn't happen Saturday. That's why today. So you may get high spots possibly Wednesday. We will have to see. I can't confirm that for certain, though. Depends on a few things, because there's a lot to talk about on high spots as well because of after Sunday. There may be a patron show later in the week. We will have to see, because it depends on who's available for it and who isn't, because it's the Patreon version of Sorting Stuff. And if you think the regular show is a bit mental, the Patreon one is going to go much, much worse. In a good way, just to be clear. And obviously, Steph's mentioned about the fact that this show is going to get its Patreon version as well. So that will be good. What I did forget to mention, obviously, when we were talking earlier on about the fact that Drawing Light is essentially sponsoring this show, is the promo code. So basically, there's going to be a promo code for you guys there. It'll be Hookup5, which is the number of this show. So Hookup and the number 5, to be clear. And if you contact us through, if you contact Drawing the Light, sorry, I should be more precise about that because social media and stuff. When it comes to, if you want to make a booking, you have to use that promo code when you contact us. Just be in the message you first send when you first contact. You can get half price, and that offer is valid for the first 10 people, and it expires on, let's see, we're on Monday today, so it's Monday the 26th of April as I speak. That offer expires on the 28th at 6 p.m. UK time, BST. Okay, so you've got about roughly just over a day and a half to do it. Cool. There you go.
Hello.
Okay, right. So cool. The public are very understanding, by the way, about your indiscretions.
Wow, okay. My head felt a bit flat, so I've shoved sunglasses on and now I look like a douche.
Look like?
Wow. Thanks a bunch.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime.
Mm-hmm.
What I was just explaining to the people, while you
Yes.
were elsewhere, was about the fact of there's not a lot of shows this week, because obviously High Spots is usually today, and the reason it isn't today is obviously because this show, because we had to rearrange it.
Sorry.
So it's all right. It's an easier thing to do because it may end up being on Wednesday. I'm not sure yet, but there is supposed to be a Patreon show this week, which is the Patreon version of Sorting Stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it depends on who we can get together for it as to whether we can do it or not.
Yeah. I mean, with me, it depends on the day because I'm at college 4 days a week.
It's a Patreon show, so it doesn't really matter when it is.
Yeah.
That's the advantage of the Patreon shows, guys, because for our guests, it can be done whenever, and you guys as patrons can always catch up on those whenever you like. You don't have to watch them live. In fact, most of the time, the Patreon shows aren't done live anyway. They're done to be released later. because it's just easier that way, in honesty.
Yes, it really is.
So, but there will be some of them. Some of them are done live. It depends on the nature of the show in question.
Yes.
So, just to be clear.
Oh.
But what we have discovered is apparently Steph likes big bang bing noises.
That was my emails because my laptop is. This is for basically my college stuff alongside work because podcasts equal work for me at the minute. So yeah, it was literally just a college notification which I've got to read through in a minute.
That's fair enough.
So yes, I do apologise. Because as well, where it's a weekday, you may hear me go bing.
Bing.
And like I say to my laptop, when it runs low on battery, and it goes boop, 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 I'm just like, yeah, I run low on battery all the time, but I don't go boop, boop, boop every 5 seconds.
No, Stephanie goes coffee.
Yeah, even though I'm home bedtime.
Or is it bed?
Yeah. On a college day, especially when I have clients, because we're starting to have clients come back into the college salons, which is actually, it's really nice because, I haven't dealt with clients for ages. And I miss working with the public, I really do.
Well, with that kind of job, obviously, interaction with people is kind of a big thing. But there's a lot of industries which are starting to be able to deal with the public now. We haven't been able to do it for a long time now, so it's nice for them to be able to get those things back.
Yeah.
But people need to remember there's certain industries that are still not fully operational yet and are still being affected by what's going on, despite the fact all these restrictions are being eased in England particularly.
Yeah.
So, not everyone is free to do as they wish yet.
Nope. But one thing I will say, if you do live in England, because obviously in England, a bunch of the retail shops have opened again, just be careful. Don't be one of those people who don't wear a mask properly, please, because there are some of us who can't wear a mask.
I wear a mask all the time because otherwise people would be scared about how ugly I look.
Same, but
I'm wearing one right now.
Oh, you wouldn't have been able to tell.
I know you can't tell that. I've got the rubber cheeks of the Scooby Doo villain. Let's say.
Oh, I would do that, but my face hurts. So
I would have got away with it too if it hadn't been for you middling kids.
I remember growing up watching Scooby Doo. Oh, it makes me feel old because because recently they've revamped Scooby Doo with the animations and everything. I'm just like, where's all the hand-drawn animations? I miss them.
There's a film called Scoob, which was on one of the film channels over here in England recently, and it's it's the most recent adaptation of Scooby Doo, and it just seems so fake. Which probably seems like a weird thing to say about an animated film, but it's, how do I put this? Whenever you watch a Pixar film, for example, generally, even though it's computer animated stuff, there still feels like there's character to it, there's depth to it, there's a story, there's connection to it. This film just seemed more, I am going to draw this now, and you are going to feel nostalgic for your childhood.
And it's just, I like childhood nostalgia if it's done properly.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a place for it. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I'm from a generation where we grew up with not a lot of technology. We did grow up with technology, so to speak, but not a great deal of it, not as advanced as what it is today. But we also grew up with hand-drawn animations, really crappy game graphics, which I find fun. I still play some games from my childhood that have really crappy graphics, purely because I miss it. So,
well, for an example, when I was younger, computers were very, very much a new thing to the general public, and the most common game most kids played was hopscotch.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, and I bet you there's a lot of kids who probably have no idea what hopscotch actually is.
Are we on about like see, for me, hopscotch, it's like we get chalk and we draw out the little squares and label them 1 to 10, and it's so fun. Also, we used to play it, especially in primary school. We used to play tag, stuck in the mud, manhunt.
You have to be careful playing tag nowadays because obviously COVID.
Yeah, but it's, you know,
because that could be literal tag. You're it.
Tag COVID. 2021 version of tag.
You can imagine that, can't you? They bring out a new version of 2020 tag, the COVID edition.
Yeah, I mean, they're meant to be bringing out a 2020 version of Cards Against Humanity, which is all like COVID stuff.
Not being funny, what's the point of that? Because every card would literally just be, "You've got COVID, ha ha ha."
Yeah. See, I don't mind playing Cards Against Humanity, but it's just.
Surely there'd be like 100 cards, nine of them would be, "Haha, you got COVID," and the last card would be, "And a car ran you over as you left the hospital for your negative test from COVID." Do you see what I mean? It would be dumb. Yeah,
I mean, see, I saw this weird crochet tutorial on Facebook because I don't use Facebook that often anymore, but when I do, I had this video pop up, and this woman is selling crocheted toilet rolls in white, brown, and red. But there's no way to separate them or anything. And I'm just like, why would you sell that if you can't separate it properly?
It's recyclable. You can wash it afterwards.
Yeah, but because she didn't do it, so it was like, she didn't do it, so she made a square, attached it, made a square, attached it. Like, she didn't do that. She literally made a whole, like, mile-long strip of crochet. And when you cut into crochet work, it will all come apart. So it seems kind of pointless if it isn't done properly.
Well, maybe it's for a group. Maybe it's for a group that need to do it all at once. And we're all gonna wipe our butts. We're all gonna wipe our butts. Left,
I mean,
right,
I think it's a genius idea.
Yeah, Steph, left, right, left, right, left.
I think it was just
spread.
Yeah. Poor execution, though. I might actually try and make that now and make it properly.
I would say, to be fair, it could be one of those things that seemed like a good idea at the time, but when it got to the practicality of it, she probably realised, you did say she, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
She probably then realised, once it got to the practical stage, she was like, "Oh, right, I can't do it that way." So she said to probably work out an alteration on the fly, maybe, possibly.
Probably, yeah. I mean, with most crocheters, especially ones who make their own patterns, I haven't got around to making my own patterns yet. But when you make your own pattern and then you start trying it out after you've done all you write out the pattern and then you do the work, it's kind of, you see little like things that have gone wrong, so it does make sense. But at the same time, I would have made a prototype and then done alterations, then made another prototype until I got it perfect. You know, that's how I would personally go about doing it. But yeah. Find a pattern. Find a pattern. Okay. I forgot we're streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, so.
Yeah. When Ben messaged comments earlier, he was using Twitch.
Yeah, I can see it now because I can. Being the host, I can see the comments as well, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, but the thing is, what Steph's alluding to essentially is you can have some really good ideas, but you do have to think about the practical implication of when you make them as to whether they will actually work as you want them to.
Yeah. It's just about, with crochet, it is more trial and error, which is why I think I think that's like the massive difference between crochet and knitting is with knitting, there's only so much you can really do. But whereas with crochet, you know, you've got a bit more like freedom, so to speak.
I don't want my freedom.
Because as far as I'm aware, there are more stitches and patterns in crochet than there are in knitting. So
I see.
because yes, as someone who can do both, I prefer crochet because one, you don't have two needles, you only have the hook, and I can crochet a lot faster than what I can when I knit.
All right.
So, because when I do a knitting project, it will take me like a whole year just to finish one part of the project. Whereas, for example, the baby blanket that I made literally took me a couple of months, and that was just with the hook. And it is completely finished. However, I think we can leave it here for today because I have got to shoot off and do some bits in a minute. So,
cool. Okay.
Yep. We're just going to go through the plugs. So I'd like to say a big thank you to our sponsor, Drawing the Light Photography. And you check out their website. They do weddings, events, portfolio work, just a bunch of stuff. Just check them out and see what they can do for you. Yes, you can come check out our Patreon, which has a bunch of different tiers for some. Is it all the shows that have tiers now, or is it just a few?
There's a general tier that supports everyone, but certain shows have individual tiers because they have different things they can offer.
Okay, so yeah, just come check it out, see what you fancy watching and stuff, and who you fancy supporting. Every little helps, as it were.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah. So yeah, you can also find the channel's Instagram, where we will let you know what shows are when and when they go live. And you can also find us on Twitter. And if you want to talk about any of the shows, for instance, this show, just hashtag hook up with Steph and we can find it that way. Yes. I would like to have a massive thank you to my guest. Okay, yes, check out my work. There will be some more posts coming soon. I just forgot to post this week. So yeah, come and check that out. And I would like to thank my guest, Peter from Drawing the Light Photography, for being here. Go check him out. Bigger following than me. And yeah, I would like to thank you all ever so much for watching. And we will see you when we next see you.
Yeah, we are currently going to go get a refill of coffee. Well, at least I am. Steph's got the artificial stuff she's been having. Shame. Yeah. Shame.
I know. All right. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.